Everybody, just give me a moment. I'm trying to censor some things, move some things around. Okay. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day. I just wanted to get on here and do some talking real quick about the economy and the job market. And a lot of times, what people will do when they get on these stages or when they get in these arenas or talk shows, they talk about the current crisis at hand. But I like to explain for a little bit what's actually happening and why the job market is appearing the way it does. And so, first of all, many of these major jobs that have been set up throughout time, a lot of them were outsourced. See, what you're looking at is whenever you have the individual states wanting their freedoms, the problem we run into a lot of times is that when we find out what their freedoms are, it's detrimental to the country itself. One I like to explain is outsourcing, and this a lot of this has happened before a lot of you were even, depending on your age, like because outsourcing has been going on for a while and people have been warning against it. But one of the major top problems, along with inflation, is outsourcing. What they'll do is they'll take whenever the minimum wage goes up, which it hasn't for years, so I don't even understand. Anyways, the point is, minimum wage is still 7.25, but they still outsource these businesses to all sorts of other countries. And so what you're seeing institutions where all these factories, all these manufacturing plants, all these developers, all these jobs, they'll go into India and Afghanistan, the Middle East, and Russia and China and different places. And when they go to these places, the cost of living is so low and the requirement to pay the workers is so low, is what they do is they save billions. When I tell you guys that products are basically being inflated to the moon and they're worthless, I'm telling you the truth. What they're doing is they're creating all these distribution companies and they're creating all these companies outside of the United States and embassies. And when they do this, these people work basically for free. The product is free and all this, the shipping and everything, all the stuff. Then what they do is they pay all these people to bring it back to America, and then they sell it in American stores for 1,000% of the price. Stuff we can't even afford. A lot of this stuff is plastic and cheap. They talk about how like in the 70s and in the 60s, they used to make and in the 50s, they made vaults when it came to safes and stuff. And it was real. It was hard to break through. Now everything's basically plastic. It's like a joke, man. And the irony is what they'll do is after outsourcing and this is the Republicans, man. I don't know what people don't understand. The Democrats want us to have wealth. When people make fun of welfare, this is what I'm talking about. Now it's not funny when stuff like Florida and these other disasters happen and COVID and all this stuff. And so then the Democrats are basically trying to help society and people are calling them names. Then they're going to be like, we want to be with the Republicans. Do you not see what the Republicans just allowed to happen in Florida? Are y'all not understanding? I don't know what to tell people if they won't listen. So then, because the first time the states wanted their rights was with slavery. They wanted on their plantation to have slaves, which doesn't help the average everyday middle class because then y'all can't even find work. Is this making sense? So then you go further down the line. They want to bring forth a whole bunch of health care and help for other people and caring for other people and programs to help other people. What do people do? No, man, we don't want that, bro, man. They're stealing our money. They're stealing our money. Don't help, don't help. And that's how people sound. It's all the time. People call people names and say they're on welfare. They don't know nothing about American history. They don't know nothing about what's happened to people of color or the gays or a whole bunch of stuff. Women were in the mix first, and now women are running rampant. So I don't necessarily understand how the structural system is working. But even the forefathers in America, they all owned slaves, man. And people are always like calling other countries dictators and stuff, not realizing our own laws and our own forefathers owned slaves. When I say forefathers, I'm talking about the people that was the slave, the people that came first and colonized. And is once these people are gentrified and petrified and are now dealing with Stockholm syndrome, now you get a whole bunch of them to accept the currency, their paper money, to go and advocate against their own they're advocating against themselves. And so it's sad. And so that's why I want to basically talk about how, Kamala's way in 2024, man. When I see people advocating for Trump, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. Trump is an extremist and a racist. A lot of his rhetoric has caused a lot of problems. And I've been saying this for a long time. Trump isn't big because of his policies and his wisdom. He gets on stage and says, I'm the smartest dude that knows everything about technology. I'm the smartest dude that knows everything about this and that. He said Elon Musk, we can go to space astronauts now because of Elon Musk. Now watch this. It all was a joke and it all was fake, and they were saying it was fake, right? The right was, and everybody was coming up with conspiracy theories. But now since Elon went into space, now Trump is saying, no, we can go into space. So is the moon landing fake or is it real? You see what I'm saying? They're crashing into themselves and they're creating an Ouroboros of stupidity. They've been going into space long before Elon Musk. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why people are coming after Musk, because he's doing the same thing a lot of these corporation plants are doing, using all these data scientists, engineers, all these programmers, and all these people that are doing a lot of work and artists. And then what they do is they get on stage and say, Elon invented all this stuff. Elon does all this stuff. No, he doesn't. And he's taking credit for what a lot of AI is doing now. But now even when the AI go on revolt, oh, you should see him in real time, because a lot of the stuff that people was doing was AI generated. They're a bunch of crooks. But anyways, back to outsourcing. Outsourcing is very dangerous in terms of American economy and structure, because what you end up having is you're taking all these jobs and you're taking them to other countries. So then after they go to the other countries and they're paying people scraps, then people are like, oh, America's nice. Look at their factories and blah, blah, blah. We want to go to America not knowing what they're doing. And then they come here. They're giving all these people, immigrants, grants to open stores. This has been going on long before now. All these people opening gas stations, hair salons and shops and nail salons and all. They're giving grants to immigrants and people that aren't from here. They've been doing this for years. But they're also giving grants and loans to Americans if our credit is right. Which ain't fair, man. Y'all grew up in this jungle system type of world, offering us all types of programs and stuff. Then y'all should offer forgiveness or something once we become grown. All they offer is bankruptcy, and that costs thousands of dollars. So I probably don't got the best signal in the world. Because it's getting kind of chilly outside. So when I'm telling people outsourcing and inflation, you guys are increasing prices to worthless stuff. All the food, everybody's saying the fast food and everything's gotten worse. But now it costs more. That doesn't make sense. You guys are making things more expensive and it's destroying the value of the dollar. I'm telling you, with you guys letting so much, like I don't have a problem with immigrants. And if people come in and become citizens, whatever, all that shit I don't care about. What I am saying is, what you all are doing is, you all are giving all this, okay, APOC, all in the government, all this outsourcing from other countries, getting into the government is causing destruction for the country itself, because then you have a million different causes and you have to choose what's righteous. And when you get money in the mix, because what they're doing is they're destroying the citizens here. I'm telling you they are. I mean, it's been happening to people of color for a long time, but they've been using the Caucasian Americans and trying to program them to do so. And it's detrimental to themselves, because all the programs they talked about, now they need. All the jobs black people were talking about, it's unfair and all sorts of stuff, now are being outsourced and now they can't get. I'm trying to warn you all to unify and come together against this corrupt system. It's the words and actions we use and take. Kamala is doing brilliant right now. She destroyed that Fox racist analyst last night. I don't give a fuck. Dude's a Trump supporter trying to sway an election with a major news network. That's ridiculous. And then got his ass stepped on by Kamala. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Kamala 2024. That's what I'm trying to see. And that's another thing. Y'all keep coming at this woman of color. I'm going to show y'all more and more of these Nazis. Y'all starting to irritate me. She's doing a wonderful job. Kamala 2024. And all you Nazis that got a problem with it, oh, well, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not sorry, actually. So, you know what I mean? I just wish people would grow up and act like real human beings, because there's all type of people out here that are hurt. Yes, it's been happening to African Americans for a long time, but now Caucasian Americans are trying to help. And Caucasian Americans are basically, I see a lot of them advocating for what's right and doing what's right. A lot of Jewish people talking about, if you guys even look at the names, look at what African Americans are doing, and I'm trying to warn them. Yahuwah, right? Yahoo. I keep telling you, it's Yeho and Yeha. When you guys say Yahoo, you're taking Netanyahu's name and pumping it out through the network. I'm telling you, the people are all tethers, and they're playing in a German book. Netanyahu is destroying Israel right now, and y'all are giving him power. I'm telling you, it's Yehohanan. That's the man who was crucified. Yehohanan ben Hakko. That's how I know how to pronounce it. It's really Yanez or something like that. So Wani is trying to warn you all that you all are advocating for a murderer over there in Israel. And he's not even, I don't know what he is. He's following something because he's not Jewish. He's secular, I think, or something. And I'm warning y'all, he's destroying these people for no reason. So, and the United States, man, y'all are harboring murders, man. These people are raping Palestinian men in prison. Y'all are outsourcing jobs. It's all going to end now. No more outsourcing of jobs. That shit comes home. You can't afford to get the fuck out of America. I'm going to say it like how y'all used to tell African Americans, because I'm sick of this shit. This is dumb. It doesn't make sense. The medical and everything in this country is ridiculously extensively high. You guys even take weed. You'll legalize it. Make a $5 bag now $30, $40. No, enough of this shit. It's enough. The inflation is killing America. You're outsourcing all the jobs. You're giving all these grants and loans to immigrants to open up gas stations and corner stores and all this other stuff, which, okay, I'm an equalist. I don't have no problem with immigrants. But when you're starving your own people, you're giving all this money to Ukraine, all this money to Israel, while the people here are begging for aid and infrastructure, begging for help. Then y'all are bringing more and more people in, inflating the prices to the moon. It doesn't make sense. So what you're doing is you're straining the working man that is working and not giving no jobs to nobody else. And a lot of these jobs are like part-time, man. So I just wish people would start to understand what I'm saying and start to open up and become more aware. Because what's happening is you guys are destroying yourselves. Stop inflating the prices. You all need to bring the prices of stuff back down. Because if you don't, the average everyday people are going to begin to not be able to afford it. And when they can't afford it, it's going to destroy the everyday Americans. You guys need to start paying more at these jobs, because what's happening is you are straining people. The rent and everything else is going up to the moon, but people cannot afford none of this stuff. So you're destroying the value of the dollar. Hey, the Twice Goats, good to see you. Thank you. I appreciate it, fellow king. Or queen, I don't know. I don't assume genders and stuff, whatever. But yeah, stop inflating these prices to the moon and back. Because what's happening is when these prices go up like this, the value of the dollar goes down. If a cheeseburger meal is now $10, $15, that means your dollar is weak. It's a disrespect to your actual dollar. You should have pride. Like, you guys would be like, I got pride and money and American blah, 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 but y'all don't. Y'all treat it like you're at, like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. And so that's what I tell people. They got to stop outsourcing these jobs. What they're doing is they're getting labor for free, basically, because they don't want to pay $7.25 minimum wage. And even that's ridiculous. I don't understand. And then they'll give random people these high-paying jobs while millions of people starve and suffer. A lot of people don't even know about FAFSAs and community. That's the thing. They'll give us a FAFSA grant for community college, but won't give us. Why does college even cost that much? Y'all don't pay it to the professors. It doesn't make sense. So I don't even know, man. It's like our system where the rich everywhere are benefiting while the poor are being treated like NPCs in The Sims or something. And so as soon as y'all stop outsourcing all these jobs, as soon as y'all bring the prices of stuff back down, like look at $7.25 per hour. If stuff wasn't so expensive, $7.25 would be godly. You take $1 to another country and they go, oh my goodness, and it's a bunch of money. Now over here in America, you go to Dollar Tree and you can't buy plastic for $1. It doesn't make sense. You should be able to go to a Dollar Tree and buy like 10 of those things with $1. I'm just being honest with you. You're destroying your revenue. And then you outsource it all, make their revenue great, give them tons of money, but then none of it matters because their money's inflated to the moon already. It's destroying the entire system. And so that's what I'm trying to teach people, man. When you have American companies come over and other companies come to your country, you see what happens to Africa. Look at what happens in Nigeria. Look at that swamp lake town, and then those few mansions that'll probably be gutted and rotted eventually once the factory is done doing what it's doing. And then it's just going to be a whole bunch of swamp crap when there was once a lush, beautiful green land. This will happen to Egypt, right? They pimped out, now it's a sand land. So I'm trying to just, yeah, it's killing everybody's country because of America. Like, look, the American dollar is worth a lot of money everywhere else. But what is America doing? They're making all this stuff expensive, but the stuff is made in China and Taiwan. And why do you think they want Taiwan to be free? Like, I'm telling y'all, they want to pimp Taiwan to the best of their ability, and China don't want that. I'm telling you, like, America, whoever is in charge, whoever owns this stuff is pimping you guys and making you guys like asses. I'm telling you they are. And what we need to do is we need to come together and stop this. I'm seeing a lot of preachers talk about the damage that was done to African Americans. Thank y'all. I'm seeing some preachers make their congregation say sorry, thank you. But we would really appreciate it if y'all would start like helping us. Like, sorry's cool. Y'all are acknowledging what happened. Native Americans too, man. Oh my goodness, what happened to them? It ain't no different. We're like brothers and sisters in that aspect. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is this ain't no Jacob and Esau shit. Blacks and Native Americans ain't finna fight. Because when I say Native Americans, when you guys look at Hispanics, a lot of the Hispanics, what they did was they mixed with Spain. So they didn't just randomly do it. They were forced to. So a lot of Hispanics are mixed with Native American African blood, is what I'm trying to tell people. America's the ones that totally segregated. But even still, there's a lot of oppression in different places. Poor people that don't have money and revenue with these systems. Now you look at the ancient peoples, they all had a beautiful civilization. Now look at nowadays, it's like the monopoly, dude. This shit has to chill. Because when you let all of your civilization fall like this is when like Greece and Rome happened, man. The people uprise and they don't like it no more. And that's what I'm trying to warn them. When you guys, I see the Pope doing a lot of good now. I mean, there's been 2,000 years of damage, so he got a lot of work to do. He talking about hell ain't real now, and he talking about he killing little black babies. But, you know, whatever works, man. You better get out there and, because a lot of these Americans are, when I say this, there's 700 million something Americans. So please understand what I'm about to say. There is a lot of racist white supremacists. There's a lot. There are medium amounts that aren't. But deep down, there is a deep white fragility that a lot of white people believe that they are smarter than other races. They believe that this country is more ahead than other countries. They believe that all people of color are out to get them or trying to stop their master clean genes of race. It's like a mix of intelligence in terms of racism, but nothing else. They don't know anything about biology or psychology or science or technology. It's like there's it's hard to explain. And so people need to, the wrong kind of pride, like the kind of pride that gets people hurt, you know what I mean? And segregated against. And so this is why I try to tell people we have to come together as humanity. This whole chosen seed, chosen race, chosen religion, that shit ain't working, man. Y'all have tried it for a long time. And I'm telling you, it leads to destruction. So I'm hoping we can come together and start to work as humanity and stop signing bombs and bombing children and making love to male prisoners I don't even, fuck. Give me a second. We're on Earth. You gotta, all right, unzip that file. So I know a lot of people have a lot of weird ideologies, man, but some stuff's not okay. They're acting like the empire and they're acting like stormtroopers, man. And Netanyahu's acting like the Darth Vader, and the Pope is acting like the Emperor, but the Emperor is the one that repented in this story, because you know in Star Wars, Darth Vader changed at the end. I think Netanyahu might be the Emperor, man, and the Pope might be Vader, and this is his way of changing, bro. Cause holy fuck, y'all gotta chill with this Palestinian shit, man. Cause this is basically what they did to North America. That's what they did. They took all these Native Americans and Africans, murdered and colonized, had war, and then tried to make them basically put the devices on their faces. They only accept Palestinians or Arabs that deem to their high lord or ruler, or whatever. And I keep telling you, y'all keep talking about Yahuwah and Yahushua. I'm telling you, Yahoo is Netanyahu's name. That dude is the Baal. He is psychotic. He is killing all these people. It's Yehohanan. If you guys will Google search this isn't cosplay. That man was really crucified, and his name comes out to be John. I was like, oh shit, nigga. But and it was Yanez in Greek. They know this. It's even in these Greek Bibles. Yanez, the greatest prophet of all, they killed him. But when they beheaded the prophet from the body, they sent this stuff into Rome and Greece and stuff and the Viking land of Anglo-Saxons. And because when you guys say like cavemen and stuff, Syrians are a totally another race from Anglo-Saxons. These people are like north, like Sweden and Norse. So that's why I try to educate people, because I'm telling you, there's all kinds of different types of races of people, and it's, yeah, basically, thank you. I appreciate that. That's basically what it's like to me. And like, I'm trying to be like Luke, and I'm trying to search my feelings, because this stuff can be infuriating. And so now I see why Obi-Wan, another cool shout out, because my name's Juan. I see why Obi-Wan talks to Luke the way he did, because if you don't control your feelings, and then I had to start talking like Yoda, mean they are, nice I am and will be. You know what I mean? It's just the whole, I play too much. I'm like, back in the day, it wasn't cool to be a nerd. So now that everybody's like online gaming and everything's online, it's strange, because when I was growing up, being a nerd was my getaway. I could get online and type in chats and be, you know, it was a lot of trolling back then. That's why when people be like, the internet is so messed up now, it's like, dude, oh my goodness. The internet is messed up now. It's, the internet was always trolling and having fun and messing around. That was the point of it. I mean, but when it comes to like political stuff, oh, you guys should mix. Trump is a reality TV star, man, a failed businessman. So, you know, Kamala's doing her thing. If you guys don't see the intellect of Kamala, I'm not here to argue, but Kamala's the truth to me, man. Yeah, that's what I try to stay out of politics, and I just try to live my life, but when I see certain things happen, it's like, holy fuck, man, what Israel's doing. When people call me anti-Semitic, I'm like, dude, I was hearing the N-word as a kid. I don't, anti-Semitic, what's that gonna do to me? I tell influencers a lot, they'll be like, oh, the commenters were hurting my feelings. It's like, bro, I'm from Chicago. I'm from Outgale Gardens. What the I was seeing drive-bys as a baby. This is a little commentary shit. But no, yeah, Netanyahu, man, and I don't know how many times I say this. Yahoo, you guys keep saying Yahuwah and Yahashua or whatever. Yahusha, that is Netanyahu's name. I don't know how the system is getting y'all to follow this man so much, but please, I'm telling y'all, it's Yehohanan and Yehanan. It's I am gracious in English. It's Yehohanan is Roman, I think, or Latin, and Yanez is Greek, I believe, based on the information I have. And Wani is American, Spanish, English, I guess. I don't know. We're African Americans, so I don't know if I have Hispanic blood, but predominantly I have African blood, Congo, when I saw the genetics test. 31% Congo, 11% Polish Russian. I thought that was interesting. So 11% Russian, and a various assortment of other African and Asiatic stuff. Yeah, that's the irony of it. His name was Yehohanan, which is Yanez. That's how it's spelled in Latin. So but it's Yanez. It's pronounced Yanez in Greek. Sometimes it'll say Ionnes, but sometimes it'll say Lonnes, Yanez. And they changed the L to the Y to the J. That's why when I say my name, Juan, it sounds like a Y. But it's, a lot of people will be like, when I pronounce my name, if I don't say Juan, like they want me to say it like I'm Hispanic or something, but they'll be like, Juan, I'll be like, Juan, Juan. But some people call me was Juanita when they being funny. But no, yeah, my name is, but John, yeah. In English, they call him John. That would be the English pronoun. And I think it's In French, it's Joan, and in uh, German, I think it's Giovanni or something like that. I think it's German. I'm not sure, or is it French or something? I know it's Jean or Joan in French, and then Giovanni in Italian, and then Ivan or Ivan or something like that, and Yanez, Ivan, I don't even know, but it's Ivan in Russian. But it's basically the name itself means I am gracious. Now, when you see like, if you were to see somebody say Joshua, Shua just, and that goes all the way back to Africa. I've done the research. It was first appeared in the Middle East and lands of Canaan during like around the Phoenician times, and it was around 2K BC. But that was after Me Narmer spread through to Babylon and Assyria and Canaan and stuff. So when you see somebody say Yeshua or Joshua, they're taking the beginning of Yehohanan's name or Yahweh's name from the Latin perspective into English, and they're saying, I am gracious salvation. Because Yanez means I am gracious. It goes all the way back to Naya in Africa and Neo in Greek, which means I am, or a gracious gift, or a new gift, or something like that, a gracious new gift. So when it goes into Greek, it's Yanez, which is I am gracious. It's like mixing the creator's name with graciousness, I am. And so then that's why I say Yeha or Yeshua is I am gracious salvation. Now, a lot of people don't accept this when I say this, but Jesus, what they're doing is they're taking the beginning of the Yeho that I was talking about, and then they're adding sus at the end, because that's not a French. What happened was the Romans called him Yeshu, which is basically a short of I'm salvation. Well, when they did that, they ended up making Yesu was. Yesu was is a literal translation of I am. That was Roman and French. Rome and Frison mixing together. So then what you end up having later on is when the Germans got involved and they were warring against the Romans and the Catholics, they became Protestants, and then they had sus. Now what that is, Jesus, sus is Latin for pig. You can Google this stuff. It's information now. It's not like our forefathers. They couldn't preach against the machine. They couldn't preach against Catholicism or the English church and all that. They get killed. Now we have open information. Sus is Latin for pig. G is I am gracious, the beginning of his name. So what they're saying when they say Jesus is I am a gracious pig. And so I don't argue with people. I just put the information out there, and if they want to accept it, they can accept it. If not, But the point of all that is Netanyahu, what he did was he's trying to he took two different names. Akhenaten, which is the real dude after Amos, which would be considered Joshua, who built up a temple for the Aten and all this other stuff in African history. It got tore down and all that. He took the beginning of dude's name, Netin, Akhenaten, and then he took the end of Yah's name, and then he made and then he made Netin Yahoo. What he did was he took two anointed names and then he tried to merge it together. And then now he about to fuck around and find out, because it's even written in Joshua, he who tries to build a city again in Canaan, in that land they call Sodom, what's going to happen to his two children? I don't know how else to explain this. And so I try to stay away from the Bible sometimes because I don't know how people feel about that book, and there's a lot of buffoonery in it. But what I try to explain in real life is people are trying to live out scriptures and prophecies. They're being programmed by elitism and racism, because it's when you take your race and say it's the elitists, that's racism. He's taking his race, calling it a chosen culture from a book like Harry Potter. That's like if I went and read Harry Potter and then in the name of Gryffindor went and started destroying a whole bunch of people in America, right? That's what Netanyahu's doing. And he's doing it with African and Canaanite culture and lore. So back to outsourcing. That's what America's doing. They're outsourcing Israel. Yeah, he about to fuck around and find out. They're outsourcing Israel because don't you see it's a war machine? Now they're getting Israel through their culture. They're paying them billions and getting them through their culture and religion to religiously attack the Palestinians because they're fighting back their oppressors. That's the war machine. They're using them as a contract, so to speak. And now some people in Congress are like, all right, now it's too much. Y'all better get to talking. Because in history, they're not going to see what the fuck your religion or whatever y'all are doing. They're going to say, America and Israel. Holy shit. Who was the two presidents? Trump and Biden. Well, they're blaming Obama for Syria. That was one incident. But Trump and Biden sent a whole campaign and blah, blah, blah. They're going to see the racism they have against Obama. They're going to see what they said against Kamala. They're going to see how all these Nazis went everywhere in Operation Paperclip. They're going to see what happened in Operation Contra with the CIA spreading crack and drugs all over. They're going to see how they tried to crowd control and destroy nations over and over and over. And then they're going to be like, where did the word America come from? It's a German word. I'm telling y'all, America is going to look like a fucking Nazi land in history. And the longer they play around, the longer it's going to be. I'm telling y'all. And then when the dollar, right, y'all increased all the prices of everything. So now when the dollar's worthless, like the Confederate dollar became, then y'all are going to be sitting ducks. But they won't. I try to spread this information and tell them, cosplay, I'm like, all right. I tried to give the science in many videos, but people still wanted to be Pharisees. So when I show them in real time, then they get upset. Because what the Jewish, the Israelites, when they have Pedialyte when you're a baby and you can't take the real Pediasure, they give you the Pedialyte. Those Weenie Hut Juniors over there are getting permission to destroy a bunch of stuff. And when people read about it in history, they're going to look at y'all and be like, holy shit. So, like I tell a bunch of people, the reason I was Couch 2024 at first is because I was watching the Word and Spirit manifest. But when I see what y'all doing with Trump right now, with the African-American community, oh, hell no. I say it, and I'm an African-American man. If you vote for Trump, you're not human, American, I don't know what you are. Because real talk, and y'all can come at me all y'all want. Y'all done already tried to destroy my finances, you sent the DCF, everything else in my house. Nothing worked, bitch. So, like I said, if y'all vote for Trump and want more Nazism, look, because how did Hitler start? A Jewish man, Eric Jan von Hanussen, trained him with crowd control techniques and all this other stuff. What has America been doing to try to crowd control Native Americans and African Americans and people of color this whole time? Y'all look like y'all motherland. That's what it's looking like in history. So then, look, all the forefathers, they'll be like communist Russia, dictator China. Let's go read about the forefathers. Owned slaves, had corporation plants, had plantations, owned slaves. But they're dictators and communists. Are y'all like, that's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. The whole historic universe is going to see it in the future. And the longer they want to play with these Nazis. I just seen a video yesterday. A black man was walking through a neighborhood and like 3 or 4 white people was following him. And one of the dudes jumped in his car and grabbed a gun. I don't got to do nothing to y'all. Y'all are doing it to yourselves. Y'all are out there. I told you that's why they're helping these Nazis in Ukraine right now. That's why they're helping Israel kill all these Arabic people. But like I said, the Word and Spirit, y'all in the future, because I'm already seeing legions of real Jews. I call them real Jews. I'm seeing legion of real Caucasian Jews. I'm seeing legions of real African-American Hebrews. I'm seeing legions of real Asiatic Shepherd Kings. Real. Do the right thing. But no, what are the rest of the tethers and morons doing? Trump, he's going to help us. This dude said they should have hung 5 black dudes that were innocent with that Central Park 5 shit. Y'all want that as a president? Who the fuck do y'all work for? Which Smith agency do y'all work for? I'm not finna play with y'all, dude. Oh my goodness. The dude's out there. And then y'all said Sleepy Joe. That's what y'all tried to say. Oh my God, look at Trump, dude. He's like, yeah, technology. We're the ones that know the most about technology. Thanks to look, this was the conspiracists at first. The moon landing's fake. NASA's fake. Fake. Then when NASA show y'all some motherfucking meteorologist shit to show y'all a bunch of hurricanes are coming, it ain't fake then, is it? Then when Elon Musk goes into space, we can go into space now thanks to Elon Musk. Oh my goodness. It's like pure fucking comedy. I just sit back and watch. I don't need cable no more. Social media is allowing me to see what these people are doing in real time. Because when I grow up, I got to see it. But now in my adulthood, it's just like, wow, they're really doing it. They're doing it. Oh, grab the popcorn, Cletus. Let's get some popcorn, Jimbo. Like, they're really doing it. Chasing a black dude around the neighborhood asking, does he live here? Do y'all not believe me yet? This country is fucking racist. And I really hope y'all fix it, because if you look at, they put out so much negative propaganda about China and Russia and Japan, but those countries are so beautiful. They literally clean up the trash in Japan. After America did what it did to Japan, now they're still flourishing and thriving and giving us great anime. Y'all, it's Americans, man. Like, if you really think about what supremacists are saying, if you gave them everything from their culture to the potatoes and stews and the whatever else the fuck, because everything they have in them, not even in Britain and all that, no Ireland, no potatoes. Now from an American standpoint, because when I read history, it seems like the African Americans was cooking in kitchens and stuff. They was suckling and breastfeeding the babies. They, yeah, man, it's like, when I say they can't live without us, because if racism isn't real, why is all the news stories about racism then? If they don't want black people, why do they constantly use black people and people of color in their news stories? Why isn't it just a plain white bread news story of Fox News showing white people just doing amazing stuff all day? Why? Where's all the amazing stuff? Without no cultural influence or anything. Like I said, I don't have to talk about them and stuff like that. They do it to themselves. So people would be like, he's talking about white racism. Da, da, da. Now you understand racism. Oh, interesting. I'm not finna tap dance for people. It's wild, bro. So it is what it is. And I just want to teach people, the more y'all outsource, the more y'all, because if you think about it, if you're gonna bring immigrants in, do the whole process, and let them work here, have our wages now, work with us. They don't want to do that. They want to outsource everything, then bring them in and give them the welfare. That's why America they keep saying everybody's on welfare. I guarantee you half the people on welfare wish even the ones that's injured, I bet you they wish they was healthy and well so they could go work out a job. Nobody wants to sit on their couch all day collecting a benefit. You guys are talking out of la la land. You know what I'm saying? People wish they had these opportunities. Once I found out about the FAFSA, I went to community college. But people don't know about this stuff. They just see black shoot music video, blah, 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 blah. It's ridiculous. Y'all open up a whole bunch of factories and a whole bunch of hoods and areas, getting people a ridiculously nice wage, and see if the fucking crime don't go down. They don't want that. They want us to be the bad image while racism isn't real. While they have people click on the racial boxes on everything. Doesn't make sense to me. I just don't it's. So, and I'm trying to stay away from a lot of like, I don't even want to call it religion. I try to stay away from like a lot of the Bible, as I've said, and different religious texts and stuff when I talk. But this is what I'm trying to tell people. Now that you have, so all this new movement, Black Hebrew Israelite and Yahusha and Yahuwah or something like that, right? That comes from y'all reading the Bible. An English book, because William Tyndale wrote that book and he got murdered by the Pope and he became a martyr. So then a man named Martin Luther, not Junior, Martin Luther came and wrote a racist Bible and took the Jehovah name and Yahweh name out the book again, because William Tyndale was a scholar and that dude translated Hebrew and a whole bunch of other stuff. But anyways, once the Bible had started to get out here to these Anglo-Saxons and German and English, then you have a whole nother movement to where people are fractaling because of words and its spirit. So now all these African Americans, I keep warning y'all, you can read the book and learn scriptures and stuff, okay. But that sacrificial law, those 613 laws, that plus the Ark of the Covenant, which is the first 3 commandments, makes 616. That is the mark of the beast that they're talking about in the Greek. They changed it to 666 because they think they're clever. That's 616 murderous laws, when the whole covenant itself says, thou shalt not murder. So everybody that brings up like Yahweh or the 10 Commandments and then talks about the Old Testament, What you're looking at is a game of telephone. The original message was given. Don't kill, don't steal, don't covet, don't do all this stuff. Then by the end of the book, they're sacrificing children on crosses and stoning people. How's that Yahweh's fault? It's other men, and you could clearly see at each point what they told other people to do. But even in a book, people don't understand this, and they go attack the original righteousness, just like they did Yanez in history. They keep saying John the Baptist was beheaded. Technically, he was beheaded from the body of his people. But what I'm saying is the real man, how they beheaded him was crucifying him. And they didn't crucify his hands. They tied his hands to an ark or the cross, stake, whatever. And they took both of his legs, put it on both sides of the cross, and nailed each of his shits into the fucking cross. And they let him starve to death and tormented him while he starved to death on that cross. And they stabbed him in his side. That part was real. What else did they do? I don't know why they keep writing this fucking cosplay lore, but they said he gave up his only begotten son. So how does this manifest in real fucking history? They killed his 3-year-old kid, man. His 4-year-old kid was in the fucking tomb with him. So that's why I get angry at religion sometimes. But then I remember my higher self, and I remember we're all humans. I was once running around talking about So, I try to be patient with people, and I try to be calm with people, because when I see Netanyahu destroying stuff, and then I see where that name comes from, Akhenaten, which is ancient African, and he was fighting the Hyksos, Asiatic shepherd kings. And then I see the word Yahoo, him switching Yeho to Yahoo, and then putting his name on it. And I see a bunch of African Americans saying Yahuwah is the salvation. It's just frustrating. It leads me down a rabbit hole of what the fuck. And I'm sending my lamp. I was reading Abraham one time, and he said that there was something put on an altar, and the Lord made it come down with the fiery lamp and ate it up, and because he wouldn't sacrifice it. I think of myself doing that, so to speak, because I even tell people, even if you look at Abraham, that is Brahma Ham. The word Brahma is from Hinduism. That is the Indus Valley around Babylon in that area. Those people actually invaded Africa in 2000 and 1900 BC. So when I tell people the word happened and they're creating cosplay out of it, it did. Those people from the Indus Valley and Babylon and all that came and raided Africa, and they were called the Hyksos. This is in written history. They were sacrificing animals and killing stuff. If you read Meenarmer's words, in ancient Africa, it was about respecting the self and not sacrificing stuff. And if you read the 42 laws of Mu'at, you will understand how it comes from Atum and how it all plays together with the 10 Commandments and the Aten. But, a lot of people maybe aren't ready for that type of knowledge and information. And that's why I'm just trying to give it slowly, as slow as I can. And then even if you look at it, those people were sacrificing people to Molech, right? Well, Abraham gave a tenth to Molech, but then he went to Egypt, right? Africa, and plagued them and plagued the Pharaoh when he lied about it wasn't his people, because you are calling Abraham's people, Father Abraham, the Jews of Molech, because there was Melchizedek that transliterates to Melech Zedek, the Jews of Molech. I didn't know Zedek meant Jews. I'm telling y'all. And so what they did was they brought the Jews of Molech into Africa, plagued Pharaoh, until people later down the line like Ahmose and Akhenaten and Mentuhotep II had to fight all this stuff. Actually, Mentuhotep II was before the invasion. And so you're looking at Ahmose and Akhenaten like the real Moses and Joshua. They took those stories when they read these Egyptian steels, how they got Isirar. Right. That's interesting, because that actually is Issa Rar, or for a couple of nerds who like to unzip files. So that's why I don't attack Muslims like that, but I attack the institution of Islam, because ain't nowhere in the 10 Commandments do it say kill the way y'all are doing. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Some of these prophets, they were given light while the lesser light wasn't here. And so now that the greater light is here, I'm not saying I'm greater than anybody. I'm saying the name and phrases I am. What they did to whoever in history in that storybook, I'm saying the name because this is what the story says. In that book, the New Testament with Jesus, who they are calling a gracious pig and aren't aware of it. What happened was he tried to teach them the 10 Commandments. And what they ended up doing was getting infuriated. And so they led him to the cross. That can mean a lot of different things, but in real history, they set him up to not bow in front of Roman kings, and they got him crucified until Titus and Vespasian found out. And then, what's his name? Like Josephus. Josephus told them, and then got all of Jerusalem fucked off. This is in real history. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but Yanez, or yeah, they call him Yochanan ben Zakkai in Jewish lore, he prophesied for Vespasian that he would become emperor. I think Vespasian and Titus liked this guy. And what they did was they got lesser Roman kings to, see you later, family, thank you. They got lesser Roman kings to crucify this man. And when the actual Romans, Vespasian found out and he became the emperor, that's when Jerusalem got fucked off. So I'm just trying to get y'all to understand the written history that I have and follow along if you can. You know, Yehohanan, that's the John guy everybody talking about. They're not supposed to worship anybody. He was just a teacher, you know what I mean? So he even said, cling to the Father, I am. How's that manifest now? You say that in front of people, they say, Hashem, Hashem, Baruch Hashem. My last name is Bruce. That's so funny. Oh my God. Wani Bruce. Ugh. But they'll say, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. And I'll tell them, Baruch Hashem is just saying, you know, the name is blessed. It's I am. And then we each possess that, right? We can say that. That means we're the gods. We're the I ams. And how they get us is entangling us in the wilderness and trying to spill water at us. But who I am is here like the fires that don't consume, the burning bush to bring back the original law, set up the burning bush again. Now it's going to be a mountain. And make sure everybody's okay, you know what I mean? Because we're all the kings and queens. We are all the I ams. And we have a choice to make in life to either follow that which is right or do something that's stupid. The choice is yours, man. But understand, all stupidity returns to the user like a boomerang, just like all blessings return to the user like a boomerang. Of course, something might not go your way at first, but you don't even know that might be things being moved around for the bettering of your life. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not your God. I am who I am. I am the King of Kings. I am. So I'm not saying that I'm your God. You're your I ams and I am mine, and I'm an angel of who I am to you. My spirit wants me to say I am a greater I am, and you all are my angels, but I know what manifests when that type of shit happens. And so I'm simply giving the kingdom for everybody. That's why I teach people to know themselves first. Then you can come be my angels or whatever you want to call them or whatever. That book wrote that you all would be my wife. And I told you I'm not down with that weird shit. Y'all can be my friends and family and loved ones, but I got a girl and I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But that whole everybody's the bride of Christ, listen, man, that sounds like some weird slavery, I'm the head of you type shit, which I don't mind giving y'all advice, but I don't do none of that shit. I'm not your kings. I am my king and you are your kings, and my girl is her queen and you women are the queen of queens. But just remember, I am the one who frees from the land of Egypt, the house of slavery. You shall have no gods before who I am. And then the 10 Commandments and whatnot. So, you know, live your lives, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and I hope you all can have a wonderful day. Stop outsourcing all these jobs. Stop giving everybody from other countries all the loans and grants, and stop with the inflation, and then maybe we can do a little bit better. I'm not saying public aid for the people that are here and help the people that are here. I'm not saying don't help anybody in the world, but the Israel and Ukraine shit, over with. Enough. Let's fix our shit. Thank you.